he was just this incredibly charismatic dude, and he was a superb manipulator. At least 50% of us were like being drugged out as dead bodies so we could take them to a temple to be resurrected. Stop talking about this. Stop talking about this. The more I try to explain my point of view, the more trouble.
This episode needs to be called Chief Tried His Best to Keep Us on Track. Quote unquote, it didn't work.
Hey there, Midnighters and Moonlighters. This is your closer-in-chief checking in from the end of shift at the day job, ensuring the offloading of several hundred pizzas. Now, normally our cafeteria staff would handle this themselves, trading off the pizzas to our pixie agents in charge of pest control of the Nightwatch pantry. However, recent reports of irradiated samurai tortoises of unusual size have caused an increase in security, as they seem to have almost as much of a hankering for these pies as the pixies, and so far, no truce has been able to be made. While I take care of this, you guys can hang out in the break room with us as we welcome back Jolly Green. The three of us discuss the finer points of dice rolls, adventures, and German uniform regulations for some reason. The Dwarven spirits and failed constitution saves were flowing strong that night, so forgive a little nonsensical break room banter. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta get back to this delivery. And hey, if you've ever had to deal with an unusual pest issue because the big ones only come out at night, hit those like and subscribe buttons. This one's for you. Welcome to Nightwatch. I'm Chief, sitting here with Big Smoke. How you doing, Big Smoke?
Aloha.
And our returning man of the hour, Jolly Green.
Hello.
Hey, did you catch any fish, by the way?
2. I cast the line at one time, and I was like, God damn, look at that motherfucker go. And I looked at my pole, and the line's just limp. I was like, oh, that's why that went so fucking far. I ain't a good fisherman. I do enjoy it, but I'm not too good at it.
As I say, you're gone for a week and you caught 2 fish.
Yeah, 2 fish.
You starving?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm starving.
Definitely.
The one guy was tore up and blind in one eye, and I was like, I don't know if he actually wanted to get it, or if he just didn't know what was going on, or if he was blind and just didn't know. But yeah.
The fish?
The fish, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like,
yeah.
What do you think he was talking about?
Oh, some dock worker or some fucking shrimp boat
white
captain.
beard, pipe sticking out of his mouth.
Oh, get me that white whale.
There's monster.
I was wondering why you were looking like, what the hell is he talking about?
There's beasts in them waters.
I have not been fishing in a very long time. I've been anywhere near a mass of water in a very long time, and I really do miss it. I used to love going out on the lake, going out kayaking, getting lakeside, riverside. I've been fly fishing. I've been lake fishing. I've never been deep sea fishing, but I don't fuck with water I can't see the bottom of. So
I've been on the beach and fished. I never went deep sea fishing. It's not even about catching stuff. I like getting out and seeing just the nature, the beauty of it. You know what I mean? It's so even though catch a fish, you're like, this was beautiful.
I miss the beach.
I bet you do.
I miss the waves and stuff.
Southern California boy.
Yeah.
A little time in Hawaii. What's your favorite beach?
My favorite beach?
Yeah, you've been to a lot of them.
Sydney, Australia.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell us about it. White sand, black sand?
White, very white. And what was great about those beaches is that the waves, they were big, but they weren't as harsh. Like, in Hawaii, those waves will kill you. 15, 17 foot waves. Those waves come in, and they come in like with murderous intent, man. They'll knock you all over hell and back. And you'll drown because they're sucker roll you all over hell and back.
We went to North Carolina one time on hurricane season. Thought it was a good idea. Everything's cheap. Yeah, we got down to the beach and was like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, we're not doing this again. Yeah. It was never going near there. That was scary.
Yes.
And not California, Hawaii. I think that's when there's huge waves and I forget where it is beach-wise. I think it's Hawaii. But they have some massive waves.
Yeah, well, if you follow the tidal streams, there's some weird things that a lot of like expert surfers follow. They follow the surfing tide, and at certain times of year, Australia, those waves get up in the 20s. Those things are huge.
Yeah.
You see these like little specks of humans on these huge nah.
Yeah.
But
like trying to picture people sitting on flimsy pieces of plastic, as I like to call it, anything from surfboards to skateboards to snowboards, and just riding something the size of as tall as a building, but the size of a landmass.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get some insane speeds.
People don't respect them neither. You know, that's like water. You drive a car and I can get through that. What is that? Knee high? It's sweeping you.
Yeah.
And you think, oh man, that's not going to be that thing. And then it plows through somebody. I mean, absolutely floors them.
Yeah.
You're like, God damn.
I mean, a couple of inches of water will move a car.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. So
a foot tall body of water can move 1,200 pounds. So you learn that. Well, first I learned it surfing. Then I learned the rest of it in the Marine Corps. Yeah. They teach you body buoyancy and stuff like that. Yeah. How much water does it take to move this entire like crate of stuff? No matter how heavy it is, if you get it balanced right, that sucker will float. Mm-hmm. And you can get it off the ship. The ship is going down, and we need this ammo. And you get this shit off there, and you got these crates that you can just literally latch stuff down and just send it out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you got something like an aircraft carrier, just as an example, something the size of a small city that is floating in water because we figured out how to disperse enough water to keep the top side of it above water. It's what, like a couple 100 feet of steel that is submerged under the water.
Yeah, it's underneath the water. It's but
what do they call that? Displacement?
Displacement, buoyancy.
Yeah. Sydney, Australia is probably the best. When I was in Africa, one of the countries in Africa, I should say, didn't get in the water at all. Too many sharks. Too many sharks. I was like, you can miss me with that. I'm not going out there. And so I never experienced that, but.
All those gun runners and warlords just hacking people up and tossing them into the water. Is that chumming it up out there?
The sharks are that's one of the places where they hung out.
Where they're at?
Yeah, that's where they hung out. You just didn't want to go anywhere near them bad boys. And people are like you see the movies where the guys are swimming away from the shark. Yeah, the shark is gonna catch you. They swim like 40 miles an hour. Yeah, you're not getting away from that bad boy.
And then they can go into freshwater. So up in like Mississippi, they get bit all the time up there. You know what I mean, by sharks in the Mississippi River.
I don't know who is the greater bad guy in that scenario.
I think I looked it up. It's bull sharks just because of their temperament, and then how they can go multiple different places that sharks can't. So it's more of a chance you're going to bump into them.
I hear the word shark, and that's enough deterrent for me. I don't want to go.
The image of teeth.
Sad part is that the sharks, they're like curious. They're like dogs, in that they want to check things out. They ain't got no hands, so they're checking things out snout first and teeth first. And so you get even a great white shark. It's not doing it most of the time out of aggression, not even necessarily.
That's how you figure. Hey, what is this?
They call it exploratory bites. They exploratory, and then the blood starts running. I mean, they're biting you, and they're in their head. It's a little gentle peck. Really and truthfully, they're chomping down on you with a little bit of force, and the blood starts going. They're like, "Oh no, this is food." You know what I mean?
I got to admit, one of the most scariest things I've ever seen was this clip about these people. They were about to jump into the ocean, and girls getting their flippers on, and she's sticking her flippers into the water, and then this huge snout of the freaking great white. He doesn't breach the water. He's like waiting for her, like, come on, jump in there. And she saw it, and everybody's like grabbing her arms because she was like already committed. She was gonna go in the water. She would have went right in that dude's mouth.
The water just rolls over top of it.
Oh my god!
It doesn't even scare me, and I mean it does. But getting bit and then it taking you underneath the water and taking you down, however far.
Nah, they actually don't do that.
There was a thing I watched. It was in Alaska, and it was a seal.
Yeah.
And it grabbed her and took her down, and it ended up killing her because she couldn't get up fast enough. But it took her down, and they looked at the monitor or whatever.
Yeah, that's a seal.
And it took her down way far. But just knowing you're going and slowly getting black.
But she was. Wait a minute. That was a leopard seal that did it to her, right? Yeah. That's a. I wouldn't. Leopard seals. That's like the lion.
Of the water.
Yeah, those guys, they don't even look like regular seals. leopard seals are freaking murderers, man.
I was say, are they doing it out of like enjoyment or recreation, like they're playing, or is it?
It's just.
Or that's like a hunting technique they use to drown some shit.
It didn't eat her. It just took her for a ride. And I don't know. I don't know if you want to call that play or it's like, hey, look, dude, you're in my lane. It's time to pay that toll. I don't know what. I couldn't tell you. I read that particular case though, and she was that person, that woman. She was notorious for being out there where she wasn't supposed to be. She was like really curious.
I think they were scientists.
Yeah,
if I'm correct.
Yeah, she was really curious, and she thought it'd be a good idea to antagonize this predator.
I think they usually watch for him because they can be dangerous, and they seen one there. They were like, you know what I mean? He'll be fine. It's not that far. And now I think they said they added in if there's any leopard seals seen, they don't go out there.
Yeah, get out of there.
So jellyfish, leopard seals, sharks.
Did you know there's freshwater jellyfish? Not to interrupt you.
You're interrupting me already, so go ahead.
Oh, man.
Do I know that there are freshwater jellyfish? Yeah. No, I did not know that.
They are freshwater jellyfish. I seen a video, and it was like, a lot of people don't know, but they're freshwater jellyfish.
Where are they?
I don't know, but I would presume, not trying to be a smartass, but most likely in the fresh water. I really don't know. I don't even know where the video was taken. It could have been a lie, too. You know what I mean? It could be just somebody.
Where are the fresh water?
So we're going to fact check this real quick.
Fresh water,
because now I don't... Well, now I got to know which fresh water, because, I mean, is it inland fresh water? Is it
fresh
river?
Water.
Where the fuck are these jelly? Are they coming out of my sink taps, you know?
How dare you question me, motherfucker? I said fresh water. Fresh water.
It's the freshwater jellyfish or peach blossom jellyfish. Small, translucent jellyfish.
Hey, do they got stingers?
Found in freshwater habitats worldwide.
Oh, wow.
Not harmful to humans.
Okay, good.
Typically no larger than a quarter or about 5 to 25 millimeters in diameter. You just be out there sucking these things down with the fucking...
Little puff balls.
Yeah. Found in calm freshwater bodies like ponds, lakes, and slow-moving streams.
Wow. And you said worldwide, too.
Yeah, it did say worldwide. Yeah.
That's crazy.
In many regions, including North America.
+1 for Jolly.
I know.
Yeah.
Next time you're going to be bringing facts like that at me. Did you know?
Watch your shit.
Yeah. Have your phone ready, fool.
You see stuff all the time, and it's like, did you know that deer can walk on 2 legs? And you're like, nah. And I go say it, and then I'm like...
No, it's actually skinwalkers, man. Like, you gotta watch
the no deer. I just recently, I was
not
watching
a deer
stuff. Yeah. They talk about the Appalachians, and you can't listen. You can't whistle. You don't whistle. You hear your name. Don't. If you see something,
No, you didn't.
no, you didn't. No, you didn't. Just keep moving.
Yeah, that popped up in my feed one time. Something. It wasn't. The guy said he didn't know what it was. He was a hog hunter, and he was hunting hogs. And he was testing out a new thermal scope, and he was like waiting at the base of a tree because there was a hog, rooting area, and so he was waiting for them. And then like he was scanning with his optics, and he saw what looks like a skinny, emaciated woman.
I've seen this too.
Yeah, crawling around on all fours. And he was like, changing positions, and it was walking on all fours to the positions that he was at, and it was
sniffing it.
Yeah. And and then he got to like the last position he just left, and it was looking at him, and then it looks up and goes, help me. And so like he's like, it freaked him out obviously, so he thought it'd be a good idea to shoot the tree that this thing was sitting next to. So he shoots the tree, and then it looks at where the bullet hit, and then looks right at him and goes, help me. And he gets the hell out of there.
I think they say them are skinwalkers. Like you'll hear, and it's like, help me, I need help. I think those are the creepiest things ever. Like I wouldn't mind seeing. I mean, I don't want to see any of it, but like a no deer, or whatever, Sasquatch. I wouldn't mind seeing that. But if you hear something, I mean, no one wants to see that.
No. He had the right idea. Apparently, the urban legend is that you don't answer it, or you don't.
No.
Because then it comes for you and gets you. So he just like.
It may not even be right then and there either. It'll follow you,
yeah.
and then
he took off, man. He's like, he had the rifle, he shot at it, and he's like, yeah, I'm out. And he just bounced out of there. Oh God, man! It's like, every time I hear stories like that, it's like, God, when I was out in the woods, it's stuff that would. It's like it did not sound like an animal or a person, and then you like your instinct is like, what was that? But then your second instinct is like, shut the fuck up, quiet. And I'm like, yeah, be quiet. yeah, gotcha. Be quiet. And you're like, oh crap, there's something out here that's like, oh God, it's gonna get me if I speak up.
So it feeds into that built-in fear of the uncanny valley, the things that make you feel uncomfortable, unsettled, because it's almost human, or some aspect of it is almost human.
That is
but
a common
isn't.
thing. It's things that look like human, but they're not quite human for some reason. Well, no, there's not some reason. It's fucking freaky. Anything that looks sort of human but not as human, for some reason humans don't like that.
Nope. So the scientific explanation that we've best come up with so far, it's like psychology-wise, is corpses. Early humans avoided corpses because they look human but aren't quite human because their bodies now, and they're full of diseases. They're full of decaying material that's dangerous for you. It's also a sign that there's usually some kind of danger or predator. But yeah, it's also a fear of dolls, of the porcelain masks that people used to wear all the time. Anything that has very human-like facial features, even though our brains are trained to recognize those kinds of features. Anything that's just a little bit off. So like gnomes, or how they depict them with like the very large eyes and very wide set and such, but very small faces.
The permanent weird smile.
Mm-hmm. Aliens are another great one where it's like an almost humanoid face, but the eyes are usually the sclera are all black, and then you have the the narrow slit, very close.
Voldemort nose.
Yeah, for Voldemort exactly, and. Yeah, so it's these very distinct features of things that are kind of almost human, but not quite.
And that makes sense too. That's like, I don't mind snakes, but I still get like you get like a little heebie-jeebie or whatever. That's just like primordial. You know what I mean? You just can't shake it, That thing could fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Hell no. We're talking about freaking weird shit and snake.
Well, I mean, now it's leading into some of my favorite stuff whenever it comes to tabletop games. The kinds of monsters and such that you face up against, especially with the Fey creatures. The Fey creatures, the level of lore that because it comes from the old Gaelic and Celtic regions, a lot of the old northern and Western European folklore and legends. The things that you would see out in the hills and the trees and the rock lines and the cliff lines and stuff. I mean, the idea that the Fae were the original inspirations for aliens, because of just how unhuman but kind of close to human they were, and abducting people with bright lights and the fairy rings and the mushrooms and such, and then just all the weird little logic rules and stuff that they have, their polite society, overly polite society. It's one of my favorite aspects, and a buddy of mine that I started playing tabletop games with, a guy I've known since middle school, a dude named JB, he got really into that stuff, and he would run Feywild adventures all the time, and they were fun and whimsical until they weren't, and then they were very much not fun and whimsical anymore, and they were terrifying. Things with, really long, spindly fingers that look like spider legs in the right light. And
yeah, I mean, I remember when I was a kid, my dungeon master, man, he put like something similar to that. We had an order to go hunt this. It was a banshee. That's what they thought it was. Out in the forest, it was calling people's name and killing them out in the forest. So we thought it was a banshee,
a land siren almost.
Yeah, so we go out there and we're hunting this thing. It wasn't a banshee. It was some kind of changeling or whatever, but it was changing into other people of our party, and it was taking like, so we were, and of course it was foggy, and we lose sight of each other, and then like, hey, where are you? He goes, I'm over here. Come over here. And you go over to him, and then it would grab a hold of you, and all you'd see was these bright eyes, and the bright eyes were like would like, I guess it would instill fear in you for like up to 5 seconds, and then the sucker starts draining you.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. And like you'd lose every turn, you would lose like 2 or 3 hit points, and it would just sit there and drain. And you're so scared you can't scream or yell out.
Yeah, you're paralyzed with fear.
Yeah, and it's so I was like, I remember I got caught with this damn thing, and I was like, okay, here, roll the save. Nope, didn't do it. Like, wait, hell on, man. I only got like 11 hit points.
We're level 2, man.
Yeah, this is a big deal.
I got a wife and family, please.
I
I
was
got
so
kids.
mad.
I got fucking kids, please.
Yeah, I was so mad. Like,
Just the Punisher of the series was trying to tie up the chair. No, wait.
that sucker got me down to like 4 hit points before everybody figured out that, and we couldn't even kill it, or we didn't kill it that first time. It just like it let me go, and then like basically I'm just like this bleeding husk, you know. Of course, you know, it had some healing potions, and healed me up, you know. And then all right, you all right?
I don't feel so good.
And I was a bard, man. I'm like
a little woozy.
Yeah.
I'm just a fucking bard. What's going on?
Okay, now. So, like,
Just picture that kid. It's like a little kid posing for pictures. He's got an acoustic guitar in his hand, and he's just crying, screaming his lungs out, just and like trying to play the guitar. That's what I'm picturing this part, man. Just
I couldn't hurt it. I mean, I was too weak to cause physical pain, and it didn't. And I only had like 2 spells, and one of them was a sleeping spell.
Yeah, and that doesn't work on the Fae.
Yeah, and they're immune to that. So I'm like,
take your lute across its head.
No, I had this little small rapier that I was like, jab, you know,
About poking it with a toothpick, basically.
Oh man. And then like it was like, oh come on man, I'm in the back. I was like, hey, you guys, I'll be on the lookout. And here we are, like
a little inspiration for you.
Yeah, that was one of my worst. That was like when I first started out, getting tore up by some weird changeling.
What about you, Jolly? What's your favorite D&D? What's some Feywild D&D stuff? Or
I don't think I've never played any Feywild D&D scenarios wise.
Okay.
Well,
then change this up a little bit. You know,
I like
kind of settings did you like to play around in?
Swampy. You got like
talking like lizard folk.
Lizard folk. You know what I mean? All that. I always loved like that.
Those little frog guys.
I was just trying to think of the name.
The grungs.
Never heard of those.
Yeah, they're pretty dope. They are a frog humanoid race that are small creatures, and what's really fun is they have a poisonous skin, and if you build, and it's a playable race now with a lot of like the monstrous races and stuff that they've added in the newer editions. And so if you make a monk that punches with your bare skin and you hit somebody, then it also potentially poisons them.
Playing to your strengths, I guess.
Right?
I mean,
imagine just going up and grappling somebody and you're just constantly causing them to take damage.
Yeah, you take damage.
Yeah, Swamps it. I think just an old fashioned dungeon. You know what I mean? Get down in there and some skeletons come out. I think those are my favorite scenarios that I got into playing D&D.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, that's cool. Oh shoot, small cats, aren't they?
Yeah, they're some of them can be as small as like tiny size as far as the D&D stat stuff goes, but yeah, usually they're
like 3 or 4 feet tall.
Yeah, they're like your size of your halflings, your gnomes.
Yeah,
I mean, like I played decades ago, so like we'd walk in the door and he'd have some kind of weird, scenario cooked up for us. There was this one time we did get caught in a labyrinth, and my partner, he found a ring, and without having he didn't have any perception, so he's like, "Oh man, cool ring," and he stuck the ring on, and then everything that you told him, he would do the opposite.
Oh no! I love a good cursed object.
Yeah, he couldn't take it off. He's like, "Oh crap, man, the finger's wrapped around his ring. Come over here," and then he'd run off and go, "Wait, where are you going?" Come back, and he just keep running. What's going on with this guy? And then like the DM, he's laughing, of course, because he knows. And so, and then the wizard in our group, he goes, tell him to stay away. See what happens. He goes, hey, man, you stay away from me. And he starts coming towards us. I mean it, get back. And he stand up. He sits down.
Stay, roll over, stand up, stay.
Dude.
He said he had horrible perception. He pulls up the one ring.
Yeah.
He's like, I mean, this looks pretty good. I'm going to slip this on real quick.
He slipped it on, because he was a thief. So he's like, oh, I'm not going to share this with anybody.
Sticky fingers.
Let that sucker on.
We get, next time we get into it, I'm going to hawk this thing on. Sew this thing up.
Like halfway through the labyrinth, finally, this dude found a wand of something, no curse or something like that, and the wizard wasn't strong enough to use it. It was like one level above him, so we had to fight.
Want to remove curse?
Yeah, it was too strong for him to use, so he had to fight for like another hour before his level went up. And then he goes, okay. He removed the curse. It was like, dude, you were such a jerk. It's like we get into trouble. Hey, man, come over and fight with us. And he goes running off. No, don't fight. He goes back and he fights.
Whatever you do, leave these things alone.
Go ahead and attack them. He comes and just slash
everything had to be said in opposite, otherwise it would just go left. It's Jesus. That was a good freaking day. Where like most of our forces died. We died like 3 hours in. Everybody got crushed. It's like, dude, this is no fun, man. Everybody's dying.
I was about to say last D&D session I was in, and I was my cousin, and I think we kept hitting good rolls on the charisma and go in there and be a bunch of fucking bears and roll, nat 20, and I'm like, follow us. And they do, and he's like, fuck, I had a whole storyline with them. God damn it. I think every dungeon we hit or every place we hit where an enemy come out, someone would roll that and would be able to do that. We had bears, we had all kind of shit following us, and he was like, you guys are just fucking up the story. I think halfway through he was like, I'm done. I can't know what. You ruined everything.
Never ever had a career like that. It's always at least 50% of us were like being drugged out as dead bodies so we could take them to a temple to be resurrected.
So I had to stop playing bards because I love playing bards, man. Bards, rogues, anything where I can use my gift of gab or my blessing of bullshit. And there was a subclass for the bard that they had introduced. It was the College of Eloquence, I believe it was, and it had this silver tongue ability where much like the rogues with their unerring talent or whatever it was, basically any persuasion or deception checks that you made could not be below a 10 as far as what the dice roll was considered. Any roll on the die of 9 or lower counted as at least a 10. And since I had expertise and a high charisma stat, I would, buff that up. And so basically with that ability from level 3, I could not roll below a 22 on my deceptions and persuasion checks.
So persuasion. Are we talking like you could move them toward your cause, or we could straight dominate them?
So it wasn't a magical level of domination, but basically if I made a, convincing argument and I was rolling to see if they were, agreeable to said argument, then that would be a persuasion check. If I was trying to, kind of sweet talk a vendor or, a trader,
better cost,
they would get better deal on the goods, then that would be a persuasion check. If I was trying to lie my ass off to get out of whatever situation I probably got myself in by lying my ass off to get into it, then I was able to roll pretty nicely.
Okay, is it anything like that one guy on Machina? That one dude that had his power of his tongue. He had a magical tongue, and he turned Grog against the rest of the party. Is it like that, or is that's
no?
That's
so
that
demonic,
was right?
That was actually if I remember correctly, that was supposed to be a magical item that he was actually using as a bard, and was basically casting like dominate or control person.
Yeah. And so that's not bard, right? That
guy was a bard.
That's what I'm saying. He was a bard, and he just had like a special item, right?
Yeah. So like if you're in the middle of combat and I try to roll a persuasion check, like, hey, fight with me and kill your buddies. Nah, that never worked. But there are spells that would help, influence that.
He He straight took Grog's mind.
Yeah, that fight in the show was fantastic, but in the original campaign, the actual tabletop game, man, that was a very intense. Like that was almost the entire 4-hour long episode was just that fight alone, and there was a lot of very poor dice rolls.
Yeah.
And yeah, Grog did end up taking that axe to a couple of his friends, and that was a rough, emotional, tumultuous moment for everybody at the table. It's like, dude, and Travis William, bless his heart, man, he was having so much fun. He's like, I'm gonna swing this axe on. I'm gonna attack Vax. Oh, I feel so terrible.
It's
that rivalry is real, man.
When you get instances like that in a tabletop game, it's kind of like you want to look at the other guy, but like, dude, and you're like, dude,
I can't do anything. My hands are tied.
Dude, I rolled a 3, dude. But dude, and everybody looks at the DM. Dude, I'm like, oh man.
Hey, it's like a lot of them always say, the dice will tell a story of their own. We're all just along for the ride sometimes.
It's all on the roll of the dice.
Yeah. As long as you avoid that one phrase that I always hate hearing, "Oh, it's what my character would do." That doesn't give you an excuse to be an asshole at the table. Don't be a dick to your friends. If we're all having fun, everybody's having a good time, sure, go for it. But don't you dare bring that phrase, that excuse, that justification.
I'm sorry, man. I gotta do it. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
I'm chaotic good. I gotta do it.
Gotta do it, man.
Whenever my guys at the table would start making their characters, it's like the rule at the table was you're not designing bad characters, right? Everybody has an idea for a character they want to have fun with, and that's great. But you have to remember that like the key to writing a good character for a group adventure storytelling is somebody that actually wants to go on the adventure, So don't make a character that the rest of the party has to convince to go along with. Mm-hmm. Not a little fucking nowhere town, get out there and hit the roads and amass fortunes and wealth, killing and murder hoboing my way across the countryside and swindling kings and stealing candy from babies.
How much money can I get for the least amount of cost and not die? How can I do that? Yeah, let's do that. Oh shoot, there's sexy mermaids involved with like they cry tears of pure like alkaline or whatever. Yeah, how much do these tears cost? Cool.
Suddenly everybody becomes witchers when they're just hacking up monsters to sell piecemeal.
They leave out the part that you can't listen to whatever these things are singing. Otherwise, they'll blissfully take you out into the middle of the water and drown you over the course of an hour. I'm like, no, I don't. You didn't mention that in the brochure. What the? What's wrong with you guys? This is bad advertising.
Stay away from your mermaids, your harpies.
Oh God.
Oh, what are those? What are the horse things where? They're like,
the centaurs?
No, they're like aquatic horses that are. If you touch them, you get stuck to them, and they pull you into the water.
They pull you in the water. You have to look that up because I do not remember those suckers.
Kelpies.
Kelpie, that's right. That's the ones you could take. They take the skin off, and they could be human, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And if you stole their skin, you be basically you were their master, but don't ever let them get that skin back. That was your, nether regions gone. Yeah. Anyway,
we're just gonna
next topic.
What are those? I keep seeing stories of them popping up a lot more recently in the past few years. Reverse Hydra, something Hydra.
Reverse Hydra.
Yeah, it's some kind of Hydra, but if they eat you, everybody forgets that you ever existed.
Oh,
all memory of you is just completely consumed.
Hell no, man.
There we go. Oh, False Hydra. That's what it's called.
False Hydra.
Yeah, the False Hydra is a homebrew D&D monster that uses a haunting song to make people forget it exists. It's a multi-headed creature with pale skin and humanoid heads that have blackened eyes and sharp teeth. It prefers to live underground, only emerging to snatch victims that are unique and terrifying. Forgotten victims. People forget anyone eaten by the false hydra, even loved ones.
Oh,
Jeez.
dude, that would be terrible.
Yeah,
Like,
it would.
dude snatch your wife and eats her underneath your house and stuff, and you're sitting there.
Who's that
You
bitch?
know, yeah, no, more like I got all these women's clothes in my house. What the heck? Am I secretly a cross-dresser? What the hell's all this stuff?
Convince
So
yourself.
there was this.
Start putting on bras. Hey, I'm looking kind of cute.
Yeah.
And then your wife is like, bag of bones.
I see why they wear them. This shit's not.
I need to lose a few pounds.
It's lacy.
There was.
I'm sorry. That was wrong. I shouldn't have said that.
There's all kinds of really good stories out there of DMs and GMs putting in a lot of the legwork ahead of time to start pre-planning and plotting for these kinds of things. Like, you guys find a couple extra healing potions in this dungeon. You guys, some kindly stranger happened to be going past and has exactly this supply that you need for this job and everything. And you find out later that you're waking up in this inn or tavern, and you're looking, and for some reason there's an extra bag or extra backpack that's there with your guys' belongings, and you start looking through it, and there's these journal entries of a cleric that's been traveling with this adventuring group that sounds a lot like yours, and has been writing letters to home about all the things that they've been
crap.
going. And yeah, it's like, oh, that time when you just happened to have that extra random healing potion in your bag? No, that was a cleric hitting you with that healing spell. You just forgot they existed because they got eaten by the false hydra.
Damn.
Yeah, if you know what you're doing, you can set a whole adventure up around one of these fucking things, man. They're intense.
We walked into a cave with a. It wasn't a forgotten thing. It was we were supposed to meet some shaman or potion maker, whatever. Get to his he had a cave, and we went into the cave, and then there was this really cool looking statue next to this desk, like some of the stuff in the far corner, which was very dark for some reason. And then this one big eye comes out of the shadow, followed by like 6 or 7 other little eyes, and then and then yeah, it was the first time I ran into a beholder, and I mean, not prepared, not prepared at all. Lucky for us, one homeboy, he was my buddy, he was a dark wizard or something, a dark shaman, something like that. But he immediately shot the beholder with this holy light spell. Just treated immediately. He's like,
just blinded.
Yeah, blind the fuck. The other guy just ran and just started stabbing for all his worth because he's like, we got to kill this thing quick.
Yeah, it's every single round those things are alive. So most of my experience with 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons and beholders, they have legendary actions, which means they get to take turns in between all the players' turns. And then just the abilities that those things have, because you roll randomly on the table for eye stalks, which ones fire off what beams, whether it's paralysis or petrification, turning you to stone, energy blast, what is the ones, like a negative beam or whatever. It's it saps your ability points. And then the main eye itself has a 120-foot cone effect of anti-magic whenever it chooses to do so. And yeah, so you want to just hold the wizard down or hold the cleric down, like, hey, you can't cast spells this turn, buddy, and your fighter's at like 2 hit points and you can't cast any healing spells. Good luck. Yeah.
And like I said, we walked in there, and since I was the closest to it, I was just sitting there, and all of a sudden he goes, yeah, you look in the corner, which is really dark. And then all of a sudden, an eye about the size of he was what did he say? It was about the size of Captain America's shield comes out of the shadow, and I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, an eye, and he goes, and then now there's 7 other eyes, and then it's attached to this floating mask, and then my boy's like,
well, that big eye first.
Yeah, he stabbed that sucker, and he's like, he had a critical hit, and he's like, he blinded the middle eye, but then the other eyes were shooting fire and poisonous gas, and I'm like, oh. And I died immediately. I got killed right. It's like Jesus Christ, dude, I'm always dying. And they're like, I get revived, and like everybody's all in various states of fucked up, all cut up and beat up, and like there's this huge pile of beholder, like sitting down there, and of course, beholders have like great loot. Because they
hoard treasure.
And they eat a lot of people. And they got a lot of gear inside of them. So we got a lot of good loot. But man, did we suffer? We suffered that fight.
The more we talk, the more I think that I've had some pretty bad DMs. I've had some basic journeys, like nothing cool. You're saying this stuff, and I'm like, what?
Well, I was. I'm
gonna do some more research.
I was just turning 13 when I first started doing D&D. I was just basically invited because they needed somebody. I didn't know what I was doing. The rest of them were like 14, 15.
Hey man,
16.
can you play a cleric?
Yeah, 16. The DM, like he'd been playing since he was like 8.
Jeez.
Oh, wow.
So he basically was this walking encyclopedia. He looked like a DM too, man. I mean, he was like his dad never taught him how to shave. His mustache was uneven and awkward looking.
All patchy.
Yeah, and he had this like patchwork of acne. He looked like the
stereotypical D&D player.
He
looks seasoned.
He's gonna be a virgin until he's 95. It's like I feel bad, Joshua. Hey, bro, I'm sorry if you ever hear this. I'm sorry, man.
Of course, this is a Joshua.
You were a geek extreme, man, but I loved you, baby. Don't get it twisted. Oh God. So many people just gonna hear this stuff. They're like, man, he's telling everybody's bad story. I swear to God, that kid, he was a great kid, but like, yeah,
What about you, Jelly? Jelly, when did you get into D&D and the tabletop games? Did you start with D&D or did you start with any of the other?
Just started with D&D.
Okay.
Yeah.
And have you been more of a player or more of a DM?
No, never been a DM, which I kind of want to now. You know what I mean? I have a good imagination.
That's a lot of work, baby.
Oh my God.
It can be. It can be a lot of work.
So, you can throw anything together and make it all right, but just like you said, setting it up for one monster that you know what I mean? This is going to be the end all be all. I just don't think a lot of people, like I said, that I played with, I think I had some bad DMs. I think they just weren't thinking the full picture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just basic. You go in there's some lizards with spears. It was always basic stuff. And I like I said, you guys talking, I'm like, yeah, what the hell?
Well, we read a lot of fantasy growing up, man. I mean,
I don't know where he got a lot of his I guess his muse from, his inspiration, but he had some stories. And like I said, I didn't play that long. I was in it roughly until I started getting a girlfriend. I got a girlfriend. That stuff kind of went out of the window,
Just picturing Stranger Things, man.
Yeah. Got a girlfriend, and that's I was like, yeah, man. I'm gonna go over here. I can't. Like, where you going, man? Yeah, I can't.
I was thinking your buddy.
She might let me touch her. I can't.
Your buddy's like, you ever had sex before? It's like, oh well, in my journeys, I've courted many a maiden.
yeah. That don't work. That girl, like, she says,
talks you into it. He's like, we can set up a brothel. You know what I mean? We can go to a brothel in town. You know what I mean? We can make it interesting. No, it's just not.
That's it. We're just role playing. Don't make it weird.
Not like a group of 12 and 13-year-olds talking about naked women.
I slowly caress her boobs.
I walked into my bedchamber. There she is, naked. Yeah, right.
The whole 5 hours is taken up in the brothel.
Yeah, nobody believes it. Oh no.
So that was about 24, 25 when I finally got into D&D. Like I played video games and such for years, but yeah, the actual tabletop stuff, I didn't get into it until I found Critical Role back in 2015, late 2015, early 2016. And yeah, man, I got real into it at that point. I just started delving for hours and hours and hours, learning all the rules and started buying books and dice, and I didn't even have any friends to play with yet.
Yeah.
But
I think it's what time I got into it too as well.
But kind of like with this, though, it was kind of one of those things of, I bought the books, I bought the dice, I started putting, adventure ideas together and stuff like that. And then a buddy of mine, my buddy JB, he was my first player, man. He built the first character. He built this dragonborn barbarian named Usk, and it was awesome, man. Cause he'd rage, and when he was a red dragonborn, and so whenever he would rage, the smoke would start rolling out of his nostrils and everything, and just like this intense heat build up and everything. And we got a handful of us together, and I started out just weirdly way too intense, all in. My very first game that I ran was with 7 players. These guys had all never played before, and we're just like, yeah, no, fuck it, man. We're all just gonna sit at the table. We're all gonna play it. We played for 7 hours. I think they maybe got off the boat that they started off.
Jeez.
I had this idea for an adventure where they'd all been captured by drow slavers, and they were on a boat heading for a water entry. It was this weird constant whirlpool in the middle of this dock town, and everyone would normally sail around the whirlpool because it was this dangerous thing. But the drow had some kind of ways and means of magically getting through the dangerous portion of the whirlpool, and they would be able to take it down into the Underdark through a water gateway. And they all start out all tied up, weapons and items confiscated and everything. And in my mind, it was this idea of, okay, they're going to get the opportunity to, get to know each other through cooperative teamwork to get out of this. And instead, my brother decides that he wants to use the steel toe of his boots to strike a nail and hit the powder keg and blows a hole out the side of the fucking ship. And what was it? The panda werebear cleric that was with the party, changeling or shifter cleric, manages to burst through out of the ropes and gets everybody untied, and they all dive off the side of the boat and get away from the thing before it sinks. And because the captain got caught up in the blast, wasn't able to trigger the magical thing that got them safely through the whirlpool, so the ship just gets ripped apart. And all right, session 1. I have no idea where to go now because that was the plot. Just shredded to pieces. We're gonna meet back up next week, and
at least my DM, he just killed us. You left people stranded. Everybody's stranded on the beach with no gear and one shoe.
See, I just have so much fun with yes-anding. You're supposed to with good improv and stuff like that, but just the idea of I'm now being challenged to come up with the most creative and fun solution to the problem that I just both created, helped create, and helped dissolve by laying it out for the players and watch them just fuck up what I originally thought was a simple, third grade based puzzle. What are our favorite running gags that we still use as a phrasing to this day? My players were trying to figure out how to stop this font of magic that was releasing energy into this cave, and they're like, we need to make sure that it doesn't get outside of this cave. And they're trying to figure out. They start mathing out, all right, we know that lead will stop energy from dissipating through space or sending throughout space. So we need to go get a bunch of lead. We're gonna apply it around this entire fucking cave. And I'm like, guys, you can just coat the pedestal that's releasing the font of magic. You don't need to line the whole room in lead. So that was the phrase was, you don't have to line the whole room in lead. Man, it's just simple. Keep it simple, stupid.
We got 4 hours. We got 4 years to do this, guys.
Gotta start a mining corporation. Gotta start getting the ore.
Gotta get that LLC. So keep us from getting sued.
Bro, I shit you not, man. All right, 2 of the weirdest things that has come out of playing D&D with my friends. One is the logistics and bookkeeping aspect. I've found I enjoy immensely. I love nothing more than keeping track of inventory, weights, how much can fit in a wagon, how much a wagon can haul sufficiently.
That's usually the stuff people don't like.
Right. Yeah. I mean, give me a ship and let me keep track of that. I will be quartermaster all goddamn day, every day.
Hell no.
Oh yeah, man. I love that shit, man. How many boards and planks we got? How many nails we got on board? Got you. All right, cool. You should see some of my old inventory sheets. Give me a bag of holding, man, and I will. Every ounce is weighed out and measured, man. I got it.
Yeah, I couldn't do it because I was always running out of shit or I lost shit, and my DM knew that I had left something somewhere, and then we get to our next destination, and oh crap, I was supposed to have a special wand here. Oh crap! I left the wand. I left the wand back at the end, and the end is like a day away. I'm like, well, buy wand, I'm not going all the way back there for that wand.
I had this War Domain cleric, and he had a bag of holding, and I still have that inventory sheet somewhere where, I mean, I was prepared for anything, man. I felt like the ultimate Boy Scout. I had a hammer and chisel at one point that helped us get through a dungeon wall and get through and sneak through a section, because I was able to tap out and chisel out some of the bricks and get through that instead of going through the heavily occupied main area and hallway. But yeah, so all of that. And then describing food, because all of my friends in my main D&D group are all cooks and chefs, and we just sit there and describe the shit, like the meal we were cooking up at camp that night, man. Like, oh yeah, the ranger got a couple of rabbits, so we got those skinned up and cut up into this nice stew, and I got a little bit of rosemary and basil that we picked up in the last town, man, and just slow simmering on a low heat over the fire. But yeah, we get real into this shit, just describing meals to each other.
Yeah, that's Iron Chef. That's not D&D. Dave Ramsey. That's Dave Ramsey, Iron Chef. That's not D&D. But okay,
Wizard over there with his firebolt spell on his fingertips, getting a little creme brulee action going.
Give a little toast to it,
yeah.
Speaking of, when I was on my hiatus, I picked up the starter set of a D&D.
Oh, yeah?
That's the first time ever, but I always get invited too. So I thought there was a lot more in it, and I opened it up. I'm like, yeah, there's going to be so much. And I'm like, oh, man.
So
the
starter kit, it's literally, all right, what do I need? I need dice. I need a couple of basic maps.
I read the back,
quick start adventure.
And it was like, I think there was 2 other things that was like, once you get them 2, you're good to go.
I wouldn't even know what to get nowadays.
Yeah.
So you guys don't want to see what's all in that tote that I got right there beside the couch? That entire tote is filled with books and maps and tile terrain pieces. But
the question you asked a bit ago, like, what's your favorite environment? And I think I've made it clear. I do not like city. You always get some young guy or some stupid. They want to go to the bar. And then a fight breaks out. And then we get thrown in jail. And then we got to do all this shit. And I was like, we could have been gone days ago. And now we're going in front of the high magistrate to figure this shit out. Or like I said, the brothel. And it's like, can you get the fuck out of here?
They don't want to put you in jail. They want to give you a fine.
Yeah, it's so important, too, because that's where you get your quests. That's where you get all your, oh, man, maybe we need some loot. We need this or that. And I feel like a lot of my sessions got hung up in the towns, and I'm like, God, can we get
no urban settings for you, no city settings?
I don't mind it, just you know what I mean. You got to be with the right people that wanna, you know what I mean.
I definitely understand. Yeah. So my biggest thing with trying to run urban sprawls or urban settings, I've never really lived in big cities or any kind of big towns. Like, this is the biggest city that I've ever lived in. I mean, I used to live just a little outside of Pittsburgh, but like I didn't spend any significant amount of time in Pittsburgh. It was always in the outer towns. So yeah, trying to figure out, like, all right, how do I lay out a large city, especially a fantasy one? I have no fucking clue, man. I can describe mountain trails to you all day, forests, and hell, high seas adventure. I can do that all fucking day, man. Give me a good swashbuckling high seas adventure. Love that shit.
Trying to describe this where we're living at now to friends in San Diego or in Vegas or Illinois or in St. Louis, the entire area in 10 minutes.
Yep.
Start to finish, I can drive from one end of my area in 10 minutes. I'll hit maybe 4 stoplights. He's like 4, maybe 6. 6 stoplights, and I can be done.
I mean, it's like 7 miles along the longest portion of it.
Yeah, so I'm like,
on the way
to tail,
it takes 10 minutes to drive through our town, but like just driving through an area where I used to live, it would take you a half an hour to go 7 miles. It's just because it's tons of people and they're clogged. What I'm told is it's not as congested now. Because ICE has been running rampant through California.
Really cracking down.
And my buddy was like, dude, I drove, like, La Jolla is notorious. Like, he lives in some place called El Cajon. And you take the main freeway from El Cajon and you drive west. And then you have to drive north on this other place called the 5 Interstate. Now, if you was driving at 3 o'clock, coming from La Jolla to El Cajon, it would take you almost an hour to get home because there's so many people on the road. I mean, basically, you're just in a parking lot going like slowly at 10 miles an hour. It takes you almost an hour. He called me the other day. He was like, man, you won't believe this. I got from La Jolla to El Cajon in 15 minutes. I'm like, what?
Rush hour traffic.
And I asked him, what time? He goes, 4:30 in the afternoon. I'm like, no way. Yeah. He's like, I can't believe it. I was like,
when I visit Philadelphia, I thought Philadelphia was big. When we came back through, I don't know, Google wanted to get us stabbed. Took us down Chicago. Took us right down in there. And we got messed up on the freeway and we had to get down in there. And, God damn, is Chicago expansive? I was just like, I'm getting butterfly. I'm scared. And of course we had to turn around. My mom was like, oh, we're gonna get fucking stabbed down here in the Target parking lot. They're gonna steal our car. I'm like, oh, Mom, get a grab or whatever. And then, yeah. People go by grabbing their crotch, doing the little lean shit, and I'm like, "Hey, Mom, man, pick up the gas a little bit. Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here, man."
Inspection, was it National Lampoon? Just roll them up.
Roll them up. Get them up. Yo, Mama.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chevy Chase pulled that off pretty cool. I don't remember any other part of that movie except that one part. Roll up the window. Oh God! Now I gotta watch National Lampoon's Vacation. The first one. I can't watch the rest.
Wasn't he Harry and the Hendricksons? Wasn't that Chevy?
No. That's John Cleese.
Oh, okay.
Whoa, dude!
He's bad with the names.
Well, if you do the lighting, you could mistake Chevy Chase for John Cleese in bad lighting.
I suppose.
Is one of them
bad lighting?
Is one of them real big?
Overdue haircut.
Is one of them really portly and the other one's not? Or am I thinking of someone totally different?
They're both very old men, so they're both portly now.
Why do I feel like you're talking about John Candy now?
I really do think that's what I'm thinking of. I really do. God.
Well, without that context, yeah. What movie? Oh crap, that's gonna be a hard one for you too. What movie was this portly guy in?
I don't know.
I knew it. Oh God!
I'm not helping my case any.
I'm struggling on the title. What was the one where they had the cabin and went on the family camping trip with Chevy Chase and John Candy? They shot the bear in the ass and.
Oh. That's too old for me, man.
No, it's not. That's right.
That's right. Man, come on. I got like an entire library of movies in this head.
All right, dial it back. This would have been, the late 80s? Something wild. Call it wild.
Rest in peace, John Candy.
Was it Chevy Chase or was it Dan Aykroyd? John Candy, Bear. The Great Outdoors.
Yeah, I just got it.
It was Dan Aykroyd. My bad. There's a handful of those guys that were in just everything together, man. It was.
I know who Adam Sandler is.
I'm so proud of you, man. Name one of his movies.
Happy Gilmore.
Oh, you knew he was gonna say Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, the second one just came out.
Oh man.
Give me something else. Go deep. Go deep.
Hot Tub Time Machine.
Okay.
Was that Adam Sandler?
Yeah, that was Adam Sandler.
I haven't seen.
Who else was in it though?
That I don't know. Speaking of, he's in Pittsburgh. Adam Sandler's coming to Pittsburgh. I'm trying to get tickets.
What for?
I don't know what he's doing, but I'm gonna go see him.
He's probably gonna do some kind of singing concert kind of thing. Like he's been doing that.
Oh, has he been doing that? I thought maybe it was a
stand-up comedy.
That's what I was really hoping. But
I haven't seen any Adam Sandler stand-up. He's always done a lot more like the performance-based.
He does like a little bit of stand-up, and then he'll sing a song, and then he'll do some stand-up song with a story.
Yeah, like he does in his movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Phone, wallet, keys.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only one that I can think of. I end up doing that crap when I leave somewhere. Phone, wallet, key. Phone, wallet, key. Just these three things, please. I even said that to you one time. Going out the door.
I always get the was the Sloppy Joe, Sloppy Joe. Yesterday's meatloaf is today's Sloppy Joe.
Did that one song, Hanukkah.
Oh yeah, on 8 Crazy Nights.
Yeah, because he was on SNL and he did Hanukkah, and that became a hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, man, what? I'm like, what?
All right, we're getting way off topic here, guys. We're gonna take a quick break and then and recollect ourselves here, and then we'll be back shortly. Welcome back to Nightwatch.
Hello.
Coming back from our break here. And,
like, comment, and subscribe, everybody.
Straighten up the ties.
Get it together. We've told our anecdotal stories. We've gotten our little bit of a past, a little firmer grasp of the kinds of tales we like to weave at the table. We also did a lot of talking about Dungeons and Dragons specifically, and so we're going to steer away from them a little bit here. What other kind of tabletop games have you guys played? Big Smoke, I know you kind of almost exclusively just played old school D&D, right?
Old school D&D, yeah. First, second edition. In the military, over the weekends, we played entire campaigns, Risk, Axis and Allies. Everything. And of course, I was Germany. I like playing Germany. You know, if World War II was a war, like, tabletop game, Germany would be smacking everybody's asses. It's obvious that he was bone crazy and he, never utilized the Navy. So he got his ass whooped.
Well, he was on a two-front ground war. I mean,
well, from that point of view, you don't fight a two-front war. Everybody knows that. And it's kind of like
he got excited.
He got his Jones going.
Well, that's in history. That's like Napoleon. He beat him back to the Moscow, and that winter hit. And I forget what they call the mud there. It's a certain kind. They call it a certain thing. But like when the winter hits, and then. No one's prepared. No one's ever prepared. I don't know why. You know what you're getting into. Well, I think they always think the camp order's going to rush in there. It's going to be quick. The winter hits, they die off, and then they're like, let's pull out or let's keep going. And then that mud hits in spring. And I mean, it is insane.
Well, the other thing too is that like up until that point, most wars that were deep attrition wars or deep in enemy territories, you were usually as you conquered areas and territories,
you get stretched.
Yeah. Supply lines get stretched, but you would usually be supplementing that with the stuff that you were taking from the enemy's supplies. Russia, they burned their fields behind them as they left. Man, they scorched earth.
Scorched earth,
and then
themselves.
At first, I don't know if this is true or not, but I don't think Hitler was on anything really. You know what I mean? He was good-minded, and then I think he got sick, and his doctors were like, "Here, take this opium or take this meth." You know what I mean? At the whatever it'd be called at the time, and I think that's what really fogged his mind up.
I concur. I think he might have been supplementing his sanity with a little bit of happy drug.
Yeah,
but
he was using some of the stuff the Blitz, the old, the fast attack troops were.
Yeah, but he never got past corporal in the service. I mean, he wanted to be an artist, but he was damn convincing.
He really was. Do you know why he has a mustache? How he has it?
No.
He has it because when he was in the war, he had a big handlebar mustache, a beautiful looking thing. He was in the trench and, came across the trench, gas, gas, gas. So everyone starts putting their masks on. His beard, it was so long, it wasn't able to seal the mask straight. He got slightly mustard gassed and was sent to a hospital or whatever to recover from that. And after that, he took when he was in the hospital or when he got back, one of the two, he took a knife and trimmed that, and that's what gave him his iconic Hitler mustache, because his gas mask wouldn't seal because of his big, elegant.
He wouldn't go ahead.
World War I.
He didn't want to taste that gas again.
That shit's spicy.
Yeah, man. Nah, he was just this incredibly charismatic dude, and he was a superb manipulator.
Mm-hmm.
He was. He gave himself a little promotion, Grand Chancellor, and then he just started kicking everybody out and putting everybody else in prison.
Night of the Long Knives, I think, is what it's called, where he eliminated, what are them, gray shirts? Which was he eliminated any rival he could come up with that he, was an obstacle to his power and holding his power.
We're going to do a history episode, but one of these days we got to get through an entire episode of not bringing up Hitler, because I'm getting so fucking tired of having to censor it out.
Hey, look, it's like a sponge. I mean, everyone just pouring all that Hitlerish dogma on it. You're going to get into it.
Listen, we're already going to get called fascists. So we don't need to keep
I'm being called a fascist, a sexist, I'm getting all these.
He's a bigot.
Yeah.
See, my friends actually like me, so I mean,
yeah, my friends like you too. They crack me up. They're like, "Oh, you need to stop beating up on Chief." What? What are you talking about? He's giving as much as he's getting.
yeah, I'm on my own.
You're pampering him. He can take it.
My only friends are you guys.
We love you, brother.
So you listen back on those episodes you missed out, man. Every episode we were like, "Yeah, man, we need fucking Jolly back here." What's Jolly think about this? Yeah, there was a couple times I thought about like just fucking calling you in.
You
man,
really could. You really could have. That'd have been. I was watching off topic, going back to that, and then we're done with it. Stuff. I was watching a guy and he was like, everyone calls me fascist, but I tell you what, it's Hugo Mark, I think, that made a lot of the designs for the German army. He's like, I don't care what you say. You can say what you say about the men, you know, whatever with their ideals, but their uniforms were fucking sharp.
Dripped out, man.
Dripped out.
Yeah, their design and marketing team, man, really had it.
Really, yeah. They were assholes. They were complete fucking assholes. But man,
but those medals and the patches and the symbols for the
scumbags. But damn,
they had style. Yeah, they did atrocities. But while they were doing it, they looked damn good.
Boots was shining. Motherfuckers all over. But damn, their boots.
Guys on the firing line. He's like, hold on. I just want to say, if I had to get shot by anyone, it's you, gentlemen. You are some fine gentlemen.
Uniforms are superb.
And then it pauses. Oh, we still go? Yeah, we still going through. I really thought that would sell my point. I really thought you'd let me go at that point.
Hey, and Big Smoke did not bring this shit, so I don't want nobody coming after me. You know who I'm talking about. Like, comment, and subscribe.
And share.
Share that bad boy.
Yeah, this ain't Fight Club, man. Get out there talking about it.
Yes.
First rule about Nightwatch.
You talk about Nightwatch.
Talk about Nightwatch.
Yeah, this isn't the underground cockfight. This is, we can, please, spread it.
Oh, and any of you ex-girlfriends or that's not me. It's not me. I'm not the Big Smoke you're looking for.
Yeah.
I'm not the Big Smoke you're looking for.
I said this in the episode where everyone's like, oh, he's a bigot. The third part of the post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm getting the hit on. Everybody.
I wanna get into making like little shorts and stuff, and I really want to do that. That Conan one where he's like, annihilate the man. Just do his face on it. Subjugate the women. Drive your enemies before you.
Big Smoke, what's best in life?
Yeah, Big Smoke, what is best in life?
To crush the enemies, see them driven before you, and the lamentation of the women. And for those of you who don't understand what the word lamentation means, it means, having them passionately cry for the death and the pain and the suffering of their men. That is what lamentation means. It's a passionate outcry because...
Is it really? I'm joking. Like, my mind,
Yeah,
context clues are a little rough on that one, but yeah, that is what that means.
Yeah.
Oh, that's more stupid than I really was hoping he was like, violate the women. Really didn't know it was that. That makes that scene a lot less.
Well, that's also why they're lamenting.
That's it's their life is sucking for them right now. That's why they're lamenting.
Yeah, it's not the cries of passion. It's the cries of grief. And
it's a passionate cry, like, crap, this sucks, please, someone save us.
Oh, I really didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what lamentation means. And it was funny because I was basically, quoting, because this one guy was watching Conan the Barbarian when I was up to him and was delivering, and then I made that quote, and he's like, I don't even know what lamentation means. And so I told him, he's like, well, why are you doing this job? Look, I just read a lot, man. That's the only reason.
I know a lot of big words, but I do that every once in a while. Say, like, go get that dingle bopper. And they're like, do you really know what that means? Because you are not using that right.
I think that word means what you think it means.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
my
I don't
God.
think you know what that,
Oh, my God. I looked up inconceivable just because of that guy. using that word, and it's like, hey, you keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means. That movie, that's such a quotable movie.
What gets me though is like, you get, especially whenever you read a lot, right? You kind of start stumbling across certain words that keep popping up, and you kind of get the context clues of what it means. So you know the word, you kind of know what it means, but then you just really don't know actually what it means.
Yeah,
the
dictionary.
Definition. The textbook dictionary.
Yep.
Case in point, right? This one's going to hit a little home. Misogyny. Someone calls you a misogynist. Do you know what the word misogyny means?
No, but I'm going to go on a limb and say that it just means you're being a man. You're being...
hatred of women.
Hatred of women. So very specifically, hatred of women is what misogyny means.
So what's the opposite of misogyny?
Oh, baby, you drive real good. You do.
No, the word.
Yeah. Tell me more about me, right?
Yeah.
Misandry.
Misandry.
Oh, see, I did not.
Is the hatred of men.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I made the mistake of asking my ex-girlfriend that, and she didn't know, and she got very pissed off that she didn't know. And then she said I was mansplaining to her. I was like, you don't even know what the word means. I'm not mansplaining shit. Mansplaining with me telling you what the freaking word means, but you don't know.
Like, yo, you're calling me a misogynist. I don't hate women. I just hate you.
And I can't even muster myself to hate you. I just don't like you.
That's like gaslighting. If you saying, "Oh, you're gaslighting me," in my opinion, it's usually you that are gaslighting, and then I'm like, "Hold on, no, I'm not gaslighting you. You're gaslighting me." Like, hold on.
I like to go like I do a different time. I'm not gaslighting. You're just projecting, and then you get that look on her face, like what? What?
Cross between anger and confusion.
Like, is he fucking with me? What did he just do?
Why is it suddenly my fault?
We talked about the something that happened, and you were like, "Just woman's always right" or whatever. And the other day, she was doing something, and I'm like, "You know what, baby? You're like, the fuck you doing here?" And I'm like, no, "I'm just being honest. Like I do. I'm out of line on this one." And she was like, "Did your podcast buddies tell you that?" It's like, no, what the hell? Like, no. I think she specifically said. And I'm like, what the? And it was you. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I really don't. Like, that's insane.
Put her on the defensive and see what happens, right?
Her huge eyes. I'm like, go away. Like, you're scaring me.
Oh, fuck.
That's what.
Now the question is, do I leave that part in for you?
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah. She'll have a laugh.
Yeah.
Hey, baby, I'm home. Hi. What's wrong? Nothing.
I heard that podcast you guys
were I'm both loving and hating.
She's the same way as my mom. She doesn't understand what we're saying, so she's only there for like a couple. She like or whatever and stuff. But she don't get real. I think she likes. Maybe she's not. I'm gonna tell her to. But just the. Oh man, I forgot what I was saying.
She's just listening for the support. She's not really listening to what we're saying.
Yeah. So nothing.
Oh yeah, yeah. That happened the other time when they were listening to episode 3. They got down to, they were just drinking and BSing, and they got down to the last half hour.
That's when it got you.
And that's where. I mean,
all right, we're gonna drop the battle plans. Here's the lines in the sand. All right, guys, go.
Yeah, and that's where they just because they were.
That's
wait, what? Forget lesbian. What the fuck?
That is where it hit off. Like at first, you were making sense with it, and you were like, this is why I do this. And then at another point, I think at one point you did say like,
yeah, this is. Basically, I said this is post-apocalypse.
It's time to repopulate.
Like we can't have a whole bunch of lesbians running around. Now they're having kids. Oh shit! Stop talking about this. Stop talking about this. The more I try to explain my point of view, the more trouble.
I was like, you try to explain it, you just get more into the hole.
So you want me to get a shovel, or
I'm just gonna get more trouble, man. I got exes calling me. I got my boys calling me. Said, "Dude, that was awesome."
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, I'm sleeping on the couch tonight because you.
My wife is she's hating you more and more. I'm like, hey. glad I could help. Yeah.
Thank you for taking some heat off me, brother. Like, I was down bad there for a bit. You really pulled me out of the fire.
He said every woman just, everybody like, what? Everybody was talking, blah, blah, blah. What? Well, wait, rewind that. What did he say?
I was wondering why that part had a big spike in the view counter.
I was like, oh shit. I can't go to Vegas now.
I can't go to Vegas now.
People I know there are trying to get me.
So back to tabletop games.
Yeah,
Role playing games. We got way off that tangent. You guys ever play any any of the sci-fi type games?
Now, I've not ever played any tabletop, though I am deeply interested. Star Wars Legions, Armada. There's some.
Oh, I did play. It was only like a couple. It was like over a couple of weekends. My buddy got this one tabletop version of. It might have been Star Trek Armada, where like you have
Star
a space. No, Star Trek.
Okay.
There's a Star Trek.
There is. Oh yeah, that's a tabletop game for everything.
Yeah.
Well, I just didn't know if it was Armada. I mean, I wonder if it's made by the same people or if it's just a.
Yeah, but it's just two-dimensional space, of course, and you got your ships and your fleet of ships, and then pick your enemy, the Klingons,
Cardassians, Borg.
The Breen. You can, and each ship has their own speciality. The Klingons, they have incredible firepower. But their engines and their shields are weak. But they're really fast. They can move up to like 6 or 7 spaces per turn, and you can only move up to 4. So you have to be careful because flanking is a thing.
Oh yeah.
And if they can get like to your weak flank and put those freaking photon torpedoes on you, it's a wrap. I mean, but if you can get their engines or their shields hit them enough, they don't last very long. So they're maneuverable, but very strong, but very weak in defense.
I'm about to look this up. Holy shit.
I mean, we played that over Cabal. Because of course I'd play. I wouldn't play the Enterprise. I'd play the Excelsior or that something that was would basically take you out. But he had these dreadnoughts, and I mean, it's just nothing but just guns on a ship. That's all. The whole ship barely moved. But man, if those guns were pointed at you, it was over. At least over in 2 or 3 rounds. Most of the time I was running. I was running.
See, it goes back to whenever I was playing video games when I was a younger kid. I had a buddy of mine. He was super into RTS games. A lot of Command and Conquer. A lot of there was a Star Wars Galaxy at War. I think it was not Galaxy at War. There was a Star Wars game that was an RTS, and you had ground war and space combat.
I know I have it on my PC. I play it all the time.
Yeah. But I'm dog shit at these games, right? I do not strategize.
Star Wars Empire at War.
Empire at War, that's what it is. But yeah, so I'm dog shit at strategizing. I really can't. Like, I try to they call it a Zerg rush. I just try to build up as many of the little troops as I can and just fucking swarm. Just I do that really any game, man. Russian tactics, man. Just throw bodies at it. Yeah, but
mob the hell out of that update. Oh my god, it's so good. Tabletop games we were talking about. You and me, Chief, were talking about it on the Jurassic Park one. I remember the name We Played God, and it's still in Kickstarter, but you can still buy some models and some train stuff for it, but they're still trying to get it out and stuff. And I mean, it looks amazing. Yeah. It really does. And there's like, you can get the dinosaurs, but then there's alphas of certain dinosaurs and how you roll for the aggression. You roll. I mean, there's just 3 or 4 types of rolls that you can do that dictates what the animal's doing, and it works perfect. Like, it really does. Oh my gosh.
So I got a buddy of mine who's part of my main game group, and his whole thing is board games. I mean, dude has like a mini library, shelves full of board games. I'm too poor, too broke for a lot of stuff. I'm at. Yeah. So as much as I love that kind of stuff, I love minis and terrain mapping and stuff like that. I've got a lot of flat pack minis. They're like the little punch out ones. They're laminated laminated, and then they get the little plastic stands and stuff, because you can get like a whole book of different minis for like $20, a dozen orcs and a couple of humans and different guards and wolves and a couple of dragons and stuff like that. Got a bunch of them sitting in that case over there. My thing has always been the role-playing game specifically, because storytelling is the primary element of it. And so I've gotten very good at not only improvising and running through stories and stuff, but just trying to hook other players at the table to contribute into the story itself. So, I've never ran any kind of adventure modules or adventure paths that are like pre-published, because I always have my players roll up their characters, and then I build the adventure off of the characters they roll. How do I take these random elements? Like, imagine trying to write Lord of the Rings after you've got the Fellowship together.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I do. Although I will say, pre-planning an adventure setting and then having the players build characters to that one, I did have a really good time with a miniseries that I did. It was Western fantasy. We played. It was essentially, if you took all the fantasy aspects and elements of Dungeons and Dragons, but threw it in like the 1800s, and they were like in this frontier town. There was a dwarven railroad baron who was running most of the money and the schemes and plots and stuff going on in the town, and he was making counterfeit adamantine rail to short the railroad company, the corporation, to trim money off of the top and everything. And my buddy JB, he had an Eladrin or Elven Ranger, and she was like the one woman on Red Dead Redemption 2, the woman who her husband gets killed, so she goes on like a revenge path.
Sadie,
that's it. Yeah. So it was very heavily inspired by that character, and so this Elven Ranger woman that he rolled up. Her husband was the town alchemist, and he got killed by what everybody thought was the sheriff that killed him, and then you find out like no, he was actually mixed up with this like secret cult organization.
Oh, he was a bad guy.
He wasn't a bad guy, but he was working with some guys that had some side dealings. So the cult, the secret order that they were working with was, think like Freemasons basically. Like they were good intentioned, but some bad eggs in the group. They were using those ties and pulls to pull some underground shit.
So they were misunderstood. Right?
No, these guys were doing bad shit while taking advantage of good people. So
6 on one end, half a dozen on the other.
But so the town alchemist, he got caught up in it because he was being. He was one of the ones that helped design the machine that was producing the fake adamantine. And he didn't realize that's what he was doing. He thought he was building something that was supposed to be helping enchant basic steels and alloys. And then they find out that, I can make these steel girders, paint them up, then enchant them, and it looks like adamantine, acts kind of like adamantine. But then there was a
crash, right? Everybody died.
I was about to say, train full.
So there was actually
little children and nuns getting killed.
Actually, there was a black dragon that was attacking train cars that were going out to the new outpost that was being set up at the far end of the railroad line, where it was continuing to be built, and there was that encampment. And so whenever they were sending the payroll trains out to the guys that were working on the railroad line, the dragon would hit and steal all the gold and silver and everything that was being used to pay these guys. And so when the party went out to investigate the most recent train car attack, and they realized that the dragon's acid breath was pitting the adamantine rails.
But adamantine doesn't pit.
Right, it definitely doesn't pit, and it's resistant to magic. It's resistant to dragon's breath attacks. And so they were like, hey, this isn't real adamantine. And that's when it was like, oh, now we got to investigate this and this. And then it just turned into this murder mystery plot.
Big Smoke's feet got in the way, ladies and gentlemen. Like, comment, and subscribe.
If you like feet.
Big Smoke's trying to figure out how OnlyFans works. So,
oh, that crap does start at $5.99. I told you I was gonna find out about it. $5.99, and some of these women fugly. I'm like, what? Who's gonna pay to see your? Oh God. Like, comment, and subscribe, everyone.
So, anyways,
$5.99.
That's only $5.99.
And then it's half of every paycheck, and then every other paycheck, and then it's like a tornado. It sucks and blows, and then it gets rid of your house.
It's a black hole. It just keeps going.
So the party killed the dragon as part of a bounty, and that started bankrolling the adventure and leading into the investigation back into the town and stuff. And then there was some slightly convoluted side plot line that was going on with why the railroad baron dwarf was doing his thing, and it was
$5.99. Can't believe that shit. Oh shit!
Sorry.
Did I say that out loud? Good lord.
Oh damn it!
But so
this episode needs to be called "Chief tried his best to keep us on track." "Quote unquote," it didn't work.
Sorry, I can just edit all this out.
I do remember you talking about that, and I thought that was really cool, having like the D&D universe, all the fantasy creatures and everything else, but in a Wild West setting. So it's like D&D, but in the future of D&D. You know what I mean?
Modern fantasy has been a big thing that Big Smoke got me hooked into the Dresden series books. Of a modern day, nowadays wizard.
You call it urban fantasy.
You're talking about the one with you were talking about the skeletons?
No, this is the one I told you about. This guy, he is a real 2025 wizard. He's a wizard, fire, elements of ice.
He's got charm bracelets and wands and stuff tucked into a trench coat and
where there's ogres and stuff, and there's
bridge trolls and
if you go underneath in the city depths, like in the trench, like in the sewers and stuff, you can travel to the Fey realm. You can actually you really don't want to go there because the Fey love chewing on humans. They really do. So they give you the really diabolical aspect of the Fae. They got the summer court and they got the winter court, and it's pretty diabolical. And through misadventure, he gets mixed up in the Fae. You can't play stupid word games with Fae, otherwise
because the Fae can't lie.
Yeah,
they cannot lie. But they got really clever with their wordplay because of that. Yeah,
I don't know why in my head I use fantasy setting or whatever. You go down to the Fey realm and hung up with the wrong type of people and started hustling, making them hustle pixie dust.
I swear I've ran that in one of my adventures. Some thieves guild was running pixie dust as a kind of street drug because you can there's different magical effects of pixie dust, and there is actually a Feywild criminal syndicate that peddles that stuff into the mortal realm. So that is actually a thing.
And what it cracks me up is that he was bribing a bunch of pixies, the smaller ones, the 3 to 6 inch ones. He was bribing them as scouts and lookouts, and his payment was pizza. Yeah, they really loved pizza.
Like they're Ninja Turtles or something.
Yeah, they really like pizza, and he had to start paying them off in pizza.
That's like District 9, where the prawns like cat food, and they would sell $1 cans of cat food for like $50.
Yeah, it's like he was going broke buying pizza like every couple of days. But those little pixies, man, if you sent them out to find something,
they find it.
No matter how well hidden it was, those cats could find it. But dude, you better be having that pizza ready when they came back. It was and it got to be there was a small army of them after a while. It's just.
See, fun little tie-in to World War II history and fantasy elements and modern fantasy elements. My roommate, whenever he was running some games, he did a World War II era modern fantasy D&D setting. And in that one, I actually got to be a player for once. I'm usually forever GM, but so I got to make a character, and I made an Air Genasi, which is like a descendant of like a mortal and a djinn, and it was a Air Genasi storm sorcerer, and I I was the comms and tech guy because I had an innate understanding of electricity and magic through electricity, and so I would power a lot of the technical. I was the radio guy. I was also the demolitions guy because I was able to remotely trigger and detonate the explosive charges and stuff. And so we did a bunch of that, and then one of our other buddies, he was running Tabaxi Rogue, and he was the sniper of the team, and then the squad leader was a Minotaur.
Wait a minute, what? This is
Universe's timeline version.
That sounds so badass, like the World War I cavalry charges, but it's Minotaur.
Bro, what was really fun was as a sorcerer, I was able to cast haste, and the Minotaur had a charge ability.
Oh shit!
We ended up in as part of an assault charge. It was like a mobile division was trying to push the front line of this one battlefield, and so we had our line of tanks against their line of tanks was trenches and pitfalls and everything in between, and so we're like, all right, our guys are bogged down on this trench line, but there's tanks that are coming towards us, and we need to make sure they don't get within range. So we start heading for their tank line as just our 5-man team, and I cast haste on the Minotaur, and he was able to build up so much momentum and speed from that. And Nat 20'd his attack roll with his charge on the tank that he just hooked the horn on the front end of the tank and ripped up through the armor and damn near cut a tank in half. And then he took his battle axe that had a built-in fucking shotgun, and he was just like fucking slam,
that is so badass.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
And this is why these games make a lot of money. Because there was one girl that I never played with her. She never was, but she was a D&D player. Mm-hmm. Like the only one that I ever met. And I don't even know what character she had. But I remember one time she was like asking, Joshua, what his like standards were, and he was all gushing and stuff to the point where his acne was bursting. Because that's just how bad he was with women. And she asked him all these questions and stuff. And like a true predator, she just left him like an empty husk after she'd eaten his soul. And he's like, I think that went well. I'm like, no! Even at 13 years old, like, no, that did not go well for you, man.
What was she preying on the GM?
I don't know what she did, but she basically just, basically.
Well, I mean, what did she get out of it? Was she flirting to get a bunch of like extra magic items and shit like that? Favoritism at the table, or
just information? We were all sitting at the table getting ready for our next campaign. Getting things down. What time to meet and stuff. And she came over and says, "Hey, I have a character. Can you help me out?" Well, immediately the fool, abandons his bros and goes, trotting over to her to help her out. And then she just leaves. Like, she drags his ass away, talk to him, and he's just bobbing his head, yeah, and you can do this, yeah. And then he's all showing her stuff, and he's writing things down.
Oh, so she had him help optimize her character build. Okay.
Basically just sucked him dry for information, and then just kind of like, this is your ward. I'm going to smile at you. And I'm gonna walk away.
Yeah. So yeah, Jolly. Back in like the early editions, like 2nd and 3rd edition D&D, it was very math intensive, and there was ways that you could optimize and build really good characters, really broken characters. But it was very easy to mess up your build and not have an optimized character, and it would be trash. And it could be as simple as taking the wrong feat at the wrong level, taking the wrong fighting style at the wrong level. Lord. Yeah, it was intense. There was a reason why there was like 30, 40 different manuals for those games. And so back then, it's not like you could Google search, optimized character builds, no. So if you had a nerd in your back pocket, he had to help you build out your character. Yeah, that is definitely apparently a viable strategy in the honeypot style?
the honeypot, yeah.
The honeypot optimized character build.
Honeypot the DM.
It's like, man, I can't. I'm already in enough trouble. I'm not
all right, we'll
next subject.
All right.
You did very good. Oh, you did very good.
Very good, Big Smoke.
Yeah.
All right.
You did very good, Big Smoke. You did good there. Keeping your intrusive thoughts to yourself.
All right. If you guys could be a character class in real life, living in a fantasy world, what would you be? If you could get isekai'd, throw yourself out in front of a truck right now and get born into a new world of fantasy and magic creatures, what class would you want to be?
damn sure wouldn't be a tank. I'd be a rogue.
Yeah.
I'd be a rogue. Give me, just enough, destructive ability with a whole lot of stealth behind it. I'm not going to fight fair. It's just, we're going to shadow step and we're going invisibility upon attack, hopefully with a very low cooldown period.
So I'm going to be stab.
Yeah. What's that? Stab.
Oh, you actually detected me that time. Oh, okay. I'll back up a little bit.
Yeah, we'll back up to back up and go around a tree, invisibility, come back, stab. I want to be just dangerous enough to make you keep looking left and right. So you're not really thinking about an attack. You're waiting for the next attack that's coming.
Meanwhile, I done emptied out your pockets.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm going to steal your money.
Snatch your coin purse.
Steal your money and all your good items. I'm going to rob you blind if I can.
Oh, man.
I'll be honest with you.
I've gone far. I don't like bards anymore. I hate bards. And I don't like tanks because tanks generally, they just take the aggro. Everybody's healing and healing and healing. Yeah, but what if that snookradoodle runs out of mana and they can't heal anymore? Now you're just this lump of money, metal and flesh just getting pounded on.
Yeah, it was, 1,000 hit points and, a ridiculously high armor class.
Yeah, but pain is pain.
That's fair.
I was going to say, I betcha. That's not I'll be honest with you. I like...
Don't you dare. Don't you dare be honest with me right now. Okay. We're role playing.
Lie to me.
I was trying to think of something I didn't want to be, but I can't. One of them, the Boglins, the frog people we were talking about a bit ago.
The grung,
them, or I can't think of their name either. The lizard folk that are tribal.
Yeah, I said class. Now, what race would you play? What class?
Oh, sorry, magical. Anything magical, to be honest with you. Just something that's not... I can...
Okay, so wizards are book smart and spend years of studying to learn magic, but they have very precise and fine-tuned control of magic. Mm-hmm. You have sorcerers who are innately gifted and they're very high power, but they are very limited in their scope and understanding because it's only what they innately know. You have bards that have an understanding of the more artistic side, stylized side of magical interpretation, but a lot less offensive capabilities, a lot more support capabilities. You got druids who are in tune with magic-based and elemental-based magics. You have warlocks, so you're selling a part of your soul or some kind of pact, making some kind of deal with some kind of high-powered entity that is gifting you magic, so you owe everything to your magical sugar daddy. And then you have clerics, where you bow down to some god to...
You're bowing down to another sugar daddy, only very nice sugar daddy.
Yeah. A druid.
All about
a druid?
love.
Yeah, a druid.
All right. What kind of druid would you go with?
You're talking about class wise, like
subclass wise.
Yeah.
You know your subclasses. What kind of?
A little bit. I remember we was trying to figure something out a while back. What is that? The stars or whatever.
Circle of Stars.
The Circle of Stars. Yeah, I really liked.
Yeah, that is a fun one. Yeah, very astrology based, star forms. A lot of really good healing capabilities. Very heavy support based. But druids are powerhouses in every regard because you can specialize, or you can spread yourself out without getting too thin. You can be support, you can be healer, you can be a tank. I had a buddy of mine back in one of our other games. He was playing he was a Goliath barbarian druid.
What?
Yeah, he was the bear-barian because he would use his wild shape forms as a druid to turn into a bear, and then he would rage as a barbarian, and so he would double the hit points of the bear form, and so he would have over 150 at level 5. He would have 150 fucking hit points in that bear form, and you get 2 a day of those, even at those early levels. So you get 150 hit points, and you're taking half damage, and then when that form drops, you just re-wild shape into another bear and you get 150 more hit points before you even get touched into your regular hit points.
Is Rage like Berserker?
Yeah. So Berserker is one of the subclasses of Barbarian actually in 5th edition. But yeah. So
now once I figured out that it didn't have to be a bard, I did go standard warrior. Just a basic human barbarian, fighter. I think we call it fighter. We didn't call it warrior though. We called it fighter.
Well, so the fighter is one of the other classes, which a fighter barbarian mixes are devastating when it comes to damage output.
Yeah, I was just all muscle and hit points. Mm-hmm. That's all it was. I mean, he wasn't very fast. I didn't figure that out until later, that I need to boost my agility. And before I was just like, yeah, I'm like 3 times as strong as a human being. I'm just going to smack you with this huge broadsword. This way I get you. You know, when I hit, it was like all bets are off. You were dying or dead. But I missed most of the time because I wasn't fast. And then I got hit a lot because I wasn't agile or fast.
See, in the newer editions, in the 5th edition books, dexterity really is your god stat, as they call it, because I mean you can run dexterity based weapons. It is your AC, your to hit value. It's also like a majority of, or a good spread of your skills are dexterity based. So if you've got a high dexterity, a decent charisma, and as long as you're not negative in your constitution, then you've got a character that can be pretty good at just about everything. And if you go real heavily invested into dexterity as a rogue, yeah, you can get some crazy stuff happening out of it. I mean, you watched Vox Machina, Legend of Vox Machina, Vax. He had a super high dexterity, very good rogue build, and then
he was great with weapons, and his agility was insane. I mean, that guy, he escaped death by the skin of his nose every single time, and it's because it was deliberate, though. I mean, not to mention those funky ass knives he threw.
But yeah, no, those knives that he was throwing, man, those were. I mean, whenever they picked up the campaign in when they were doing the original tabletop game, they were like 11th level, I want to say, and so he already had those enchanted daggers. He had a flame tongue dagger, a +1 dagger, like it was like a keen dagger, or a sharpened dagger. I forget what the third one was. But the real trick wasn't the daggers themselves. He had a magical item that was a belt of returning, and so whenever he threw the daggers, they would blink back to his belt. Yeah, that was what really kept him just throwing knives like a circus performer and just dashing across the battlefield ridiculously fast. And
I was playing a kind of like a fantasy game, and there's one guy here, man. He threw a knife at you, and then as soon as he make a hit or a kill, it automatically return to his hand because it was bonded to him.
Yeah,
he couldn't. I couldn't trade it or sell it. It was mine, and it was mine forever. And it was really great. But like after I leveled up and I didn't have to use it anymore, I couldn't get rid of it. It was permanently in my inventory. I couldn't get rid of it. It sucked. I mean, my inventory bag grew, and so after a while it didn't matter. But man, in the beginning, I was like, Jesus, dude, I need this slot, and this damn knife won't leave.
The fighter, the Eldritch Knight fighter specifically, it has this nifty thing of you can summon the weapon to your hand as long as it is on the same plane of existence as you.
Yeah.
So it could be anywhere in the world, and it's just in your hand the moment you need it. I think for me, I would definitely still go Bard.
Oh my God,
but I'll tell you why, though. I'll tell you why. I always play my Bards as these not quite scholarly types, but think like Indiana Jones. Like the guys that are out there for the adventure, for the knowledge, for the learning things. I'm not out there, trying to seduce dragons and shit like that. I'm out there trying to learn the secrets of the world and this arcane knowledge and arcane secrets, and journaling and documenting and telling the stories. There's I'm trying to remember what kind of subclass that Scanlan was. But his subclass, it was very much like an orator type performer for a bard, because you have your, everyone's always like, oh, we gotta play a musical instrument or be able to sing or whatever. It's like, no, Shakespeare himself was the bard in real life. That was what they called him, because you tell stories, you put on a performance. So like that's how I always played it, because like I can't sing, I can't play any instruments, but I can tell a hell of a story, and
almost like a skald. You travel and yeah.
Scanlan is the man. if I could be a bard like that, well, no, not even Scanlan. Scanlan spent most of it. There's that one episode where Scanlan was running for his freaking life, and he was swallowing all the various different magical items. And then when he turned into some kind of a rhinoceros or some nonsense, and went stomping through there.
He in the show he turned into a triceratops. Yeah. In the animated.
He turned into a lot of things during that episode. Yeah, but I just can't get behind the bard. Cause I swear to God, that little cat, he got into more trouble.
Oh yeah,
he got into
yeah, for sure.
See, I am really stuck because the dude was a hound. Yeah, that's what I loved about Scanlan.
He was a ladies' man.
That dude was trying to dig down everything. He get his hand. You could not stop moving. That boy would be on you. He would be on you.
What are we referring to?
Oh, God, dude. We got to get you trained up.
I know. I went this far with it, and I'm I was waiting for maybe a hint to come in.
So look up Legends of Vox Machina.
Vox Machina.
Vox Machina.
You will like it.
It's based off of a D&D tabletop game campaign of a group of voice actors, professional voice actors, and they form Critical Role is the name of their show. And yeah, they played through it. Technically the second half or last 2/3 of a campaign as a Twitch stream.
You'd have to watch Critical Role to get that part of it, but
they did an animated version of the show, like the key points and stuff, and they've been doing a very excellent job of running through this animated series and getting through most of the.
Everybody's
stuff.
Waiting for the next season because their stuff.
It's on point.
It's like I said, but I don't like my characters to be bard. But if I was to ever have a bard character, Scanlan is close. Yeah. He's close because his ability to angle himself into winning, his luck factor must be through the freaking roof. Because a lot of it, he should be dead. Magic to keep everybody from falling into a vat of acid. And he's like, I don't know what he called it, a riff. Or he's like, dun, 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 dun.
He's just chugging along on this like magically summoned guitar.
He's got this little lute that he's playing, like, and it's got this big hand. When he plays the lute, it's a huge hand, and he's got the entire party on the hand, and this what is it, like a whole chamber of acid or some shit like that?
Yeah, it was a
it was a trap.
Well, they were using it as a trap, but it was they actually had a industrial purpose for it. It was the Whitestone in the area. They were producing this residual stuff out of it.
Yeah, it was a smelting area, right?
Well, and they were using the acid to break down the stone.
And so they sit there, and the acid's coming in, and he's like, oh crap, and he's like playing, and he's like, da 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 da, and they're like, hey dude, y'all better hurry up. He's all sweating, he's like, da 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 da. You can tell his hands were hurting, da 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 da, and then finally figured it out. He just collapses. I'm like, nah, if I was gonna be a bard, that'd be him. That would be.
I'll have to watch it. It sounds good.
But he's amazing. Yeah,
I mean, I have their company logo tattooed on my arm, so I mean,
and there's like,
I mean, Critical Role. So just to put a little emphasis on this, Critical Role was the reason why I got into D&D. The reason why I was able to find one of my biggest passions in storytelling over these past 10 years since I've started watching them. And it's one of the reasons why I have several of my closest best friends because of getting into that passionate thing that they were also passionate about. And
shout out to Critical Role. Because I'm watching Critical Role too. And I'm going, wow. For one, like the very first episode is like, they look like this. It's
they look like a bunch of bumblefucks that are just
they look like this. They're like a bunch of losers sitting in a room with rent's probably not paid.
I love it too because they start off with like this group of mighty heroes that are going to slay this dragon and everything, and these badasses that are doing all this shit, and they get down into the lair and stuff, and then the dragon just fries all of them. Our good guys just got fucked up.
Yeah, they're not even like
all of our best, the kingdom's best and finest have been killed. So now we have to outsource to mercenary groups. And in comes Vox Machina. After getting drunkenly kicked out of a bar because Scanlan was sleeping with the bartender's daughter.
With the bartender's daughter. The owner. Yeah, you gotta watch that. If anything, the first episode is gonna hook you. I swear to God, it will hook you.
We'll watch it before you leave tonight if we have to.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah.
It's like a 20-minute episode. We can knock that out real easy.
Yeah, we can watch that. Yeah.
If I were to run a tabletop game for you guys, what kind of setting would you want it to be in? What kind of characters would you want to play as? I know we've kind of already loosely, because this was originally supposed to be an actual play podcast that we were going to do. But
like I said, I'd be a fighter.
Be a fighter?
Fighter. Yeah. Nothing magical. Just give me a sword and let me swing at it.
Okay. All right.
As far as the setting, we could run through the woods or the swamps. But depending on you there, Jolly, I mean, we might have to go, caveman, labyrinth or some kind of...
Splunky.
No. If I'm running this campaign, we're going to do it this my style. So you say jungle, swamps, I'm thinking... All right, we're about to, go through some Dagobah type shit.
Dagobah?
That's what I want, yeah.
Everything on Dagobah tried to kill you, though. Yeah.
Oh, I know. Some lost ancient civilization, that kept dinosaurs. Some ancient
temple in the weeds.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm down.
Some ancient serpent race.
I'm down. I could do that. Sure. I need a very long. Depending on the density, a very long or short sword. Maybe both. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get the name wrong again, but I want to be the
grung.
Yeah, the grung.
Okay,
I'd be a druid or whatever it was. Was that a druid? The star. Yeah,
so
the star.
I'm just picturing you.
Or the lizards. What are they called? I can't.
The lizard folk or the dragon?
The lizard folk. Lizard folk.
I just picture. What is that? Lone Ranger and Tonto.
Yeah, Lone Ranger and Tonto.
Yeah, so I'm just picturing like Lone Ranger and Tonto going through the fucking jungles. You find you a local tour guide. They find this lost ancient civilization's temple, and
Oh shit, dude! Lone Ranger and Tonto.
But
I don't know what that is either.
You're young as fuck.
On that note, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up tonight's episode of Nightwatch. We're gonna go firmly plant Jolly Green in front of a TV screen, Clockwork Orange style,
and learn him good.
And just fast forward through about 20 years worth of movies and TV shows.
Oh god!
I was at Indiana Jones where she's like, I want all the knowledge, and they get her up and they start. She's like, oh, it's too much.
Crystal Skull. Oh god! Craptacular movie. Like, comment, and subscribe, everybody.
Please. Getting those comments. Let us know what your favorite class and race combo is in Dungeons and Dragons, and we'll see you on the next shift, guys.
Have a
good night.
Alright, time to empty out the mop bucket, run the trash, and hit the lights. Go get off my time clock, and be safe getting home.